What's up guys, it's JPZ and welcome to another in the series, JPZ Makes It Easy, where I walk you through each part of becoming a solid Siege player. In this video, I'll be going over peeking, a topic that affects all levels of play and will be something you'll be constantly working on throughout your Siege career. I'll be breaking it down into 3 sections: what is peeking, how to peek, and how to re-peek. There technically is a 4th section, when to peek, but I'll be covering that in my next video. Speaking of next video, if you enjoyed this type of content, subscribe so you can see when my videos go live. And also I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/jpz. To start, let's explain exactly what peeking is. First, by going over the literal definition. You look up peeking in Google, it comes up with to look quickly, typically in a furtive manner, or to protrude slightly as to be just visible. This definition to me perfectly explains the goal of peeking: to quickly look at a location of your enemy while minimizing your hitbox. In order to understand how to properly peek, we're going to go over a concept called pieing. When you look at a pie, it's a fully 360-degree circle. And typically, depends on how your cook is. But in this concept, we have a full circle. And when it comes to a doorway, half of the circle is on this side of the door, the other half is on this. So you have to look at it as you're dealing with half the pie when it comes to the enemies, and you're basically cutting into the pie as you go around. As you're going through, you're cutting more and more slices. So for example, you have a pretty narrow slice when looking at this enemy. You have half of the slice when looking at this one, and then the full would be all the way over here. So basically cutting across. So if you're coming from the door from here, you're starting off, and you basically want to, I'm going to do it very slowly in order to emphasize the details, but you want to come across, and as you turn, you have your crosshair stay as tight to the doorway as possible. Come in here, you come in here, and then you see your first enemy. When engage, fire, and then you keep swinging throughout the door. You see a second enemy. Now, all right, well, there's 2. No, I have no drones left. Let's keep swinging, keep tightening, and keep going all the way to the corner. So you've therefore cleared the entire room. You have swept the room for all visible targets as you come across and made yourself as minimal as possible by keeping yourself in front of the doorway. Always having the doorway in your scope and being as tight to it as possible. In a situation where there's a single target in the room, like for example, you get a drone, you can see there's only one target. Peeking becomes a little bit different. Now, there's always a slight pieing you want to do in order for taking into consideration people moving, but in this situation, you want to peek more directly without here. So as you're pieing around the corner, you want to be moving quickly to where you are and then firing. And also, if you think that he's at a target, you can also pre-fire early and swing to the location. So if they are moving and they happen to move this direction, you're hitting them as they're here. And also, if they're swinging over to the left, your pre-fire would continue. So if he continues over to the left, you say pre-fire here and then swing across. So now you've cleared not only here, but the entire table while having your fire going consistently throughout the entire time, minimizing your need for reaction time, basically firing the location. The more quick peek style is, say for example, as an enemy here, you want to basically line yourself up and then go back behind cover. But even if you do happen to miss, you're not in the middle of the way being able to have the enemy return fire. You're basically peeking out, firing, and coming back. Now you're safe. This is a hard wall. They can't hit you. Now, we'll ignore that enemy there. But in a concept where there's multiple enemies, even here, yes, you see an enemy here, you want to put this hard wall in between you and him, fire, peek out, fire, get back, and you're still safe from this wall. Another concept is re-peeking. So say for example, you don't have any drones left and you don't know if there's an enemy into the room. You want to find out exactly where it is rather than just pieing and presenting your face to their face. There's something you can do, which you basically peek in. All right, I saw the person, he's in the middle of the room, then come out and fire. Now, there's another aspect to it that I typically recommend. If you're peeking out head level, which you typically want to because it's faster, then you can come out and then swing in low. As you're approaching the door, you have your momentum from running full speed and then crouching and peeking. So now you're changing your hitbox and lowering it, so if they are pre-firing at your, or aiming at your head when you peek the door, you're going to be underneath their crosshairs and they're going to have to adjust. In this clip, you can see the concept in action.
We got a camp.
Here I'm playing Thermite.
Jaeger's like by trophy.
I get a less than ideal call. Either way, I need to make sure that I clear my hallway and I peek out to see where he is. I see him, I change my position at crouch and re-peek him at crouch level, and he fires directly over my head. Hope you enjoyed this type of content. This video was a request from Nerf Me, my previous video. If you have any ideas or concepts you want to see covered, please leave me a comment or hit me up on my various social medias. There will be a part 2, as I mentioned earlier, to this video, talking about when to peek and the differences between holding angles and aggressively peeking. And as always, my name is JPZ. Take it easy.